Hey guys, this is Mike from the Blindfold Experience, and welcome to the next episode of New Artist Video Spotlight. Today we got an exciting guest. We're going to be talking to DeBlocka from Dublin, Ireland, and we will be discussing his video for Ultrahigh. So, DeBlocka, please say hi and give us a short introduction of yourself.
Hi, everybody. As Mike said, my name is DeBlocka. I'm from Dublin City in Ireland, and I'm a singer, songwriter, glorified messenger boy, and thankfully a member of the New Artist Spotlight group.
Great to have you here. And
Thank you.
Yeah, the song Ultrahigh. We're going to be watching that video, and you will give some comments and tell us about it more. But there is an interesting background to this song.
So way back in 1996, Oasis were due to play in Dublin, and I couldn't get tickets. So I ended up flying to America to watch them for the weekend. So I flew to Boston.
Wow.
Ended up in Providence, Rhode Island, snow everywhere, and got to see the gig. Now, the gig was interesting in that Oasis were absolutely on fire, but they were only playing to 800 people because they were trying to break America at the time. And the show ended up getting cut short because while Noel was doing his acoustic set, somebody threw a shoe at him and hit him. So he just dropped his guitar and stormed off stage. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm standing there going, oh shit, I'm after flying all this way now and the gig's gone. And then they came back on stage and they cut 3 songs off the set list. They started playing On the Walrus, which was what they were finishing the sets with at the time. And then somebody set off the fire alarms. So just as Oasis were walking off stage to all the wall of feedback that they would do at the end, all the fire brigade were walking in going like, where's the fire? So I decided I'd come this far. I was going to meet the band. So I went around shuffled around to the side of the venue and where the trucks and the tour bus was. And I hung out for a bit. And I got talking to some of the crew. And then they were pretty blown away now that I was flying all this way to the States. Sure. So Oasis came out and we got to meet them. And like, I remember Alan White asking me, like, was I mad flying all that way? Like, he was like stunned. And a couple of the security guys were like, oh, are you going to New York for the next gig? And I was like, listen, I can't. I said, I've got to fly home. So I chanced my arm and I said, listen, can I go to soundcheck in Dublin in 2 weeks' time? Because that's why I'm here. I couldn't get tickets. They were like, yeah, you come down and you ask for us, we'll sort you out, right? So 2 weeks later, then I get in to the sound check, which was basically a private gig.
Yeah,
so
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I got let in, and when I walked in, Oasis were sound checking, but Liam wasn't there. He wasn't doing the sound check, and they were playing a brand new song that I'd never heard, and it was a jaw-dropping song. It was just an amazing strumming pattern. I've never heard anything like it.
Okay. And which song was that?
They've never released it. So what ended up happening, they were playing, and then one of the backline techs who I'm a mate with now, I got to know him from over the years going to Oasis gigs, but he started messing around with a kick drum mic and he killed the kick drum. And then Noel Gallagher basically stopped and turned around and went through him for a shortcut, like, what the effing hell are you doing, right? So then the sound check ended with Noel doing Beatles songs, Beatles covers.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up coming out of sound check. I was on cloud 9. I was walking home and I came up with some lyrics for the unfinished song that Oasis were working on. And then I also came up with some of the lyrics for Ultrahigh. So the riff came to me. Now the riff, if you took the Oasis song Rock and Roll Star and you took the Elton John song Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting.
Yeah.
2 of those songs had sex with each other. Ultrahigh is the result, right? So that's what I was thinking of when I was coming up with it, right?
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And then the title, I'd started a new job about 2 weeks before that. I was a radio technician. And I was working with ultra high frequency radios and VHF radios. So that's where the title came from. I shoehorned ultra high in for the song. And then, you know, over the months, then lyrics came and I ended up writing it. But the interesting thing then as well is with the other Oasis song that they never finished, I ended up writing lyrics and a vocal melody because all they had was a guitar riff. So I got the lyrics, the vocal melody, the bridge, the solo, pretty much came up with a finished version.
Yeah.
Recorded a rough demo a few years ago and I found out where Noel Gallagher was living at the time in London. So I sent it over to him and somebody signed for it, but I never heard anything back, sadly. So I don't know if he heard it and he thought that's shit, or he heard it and went, that's great, and he's not the writing type, or he got it and went, I'll listen to that later, and threw it in a book drawer and it's collecting dust. So
yeah.
So that was the story behind Ultrahigh.
Well, I think you do a great job, and I can definitely hear the influences or the ghost of Oasis in Ultrahigh. You have a very interesting way of making your music videos. So
yeah,
tell us a little more.
The video game Grand Theft Auto 5 to make my videos, and the reason
I love that game. I just have to say I love that game.
It's brilliant. I love it. What ended up happening was, I was thinking to myself, playing the video game, like you're familiar with the video game. Some people wouldn't be familiar with it, but
yeah.
The environment in Grand Theft Auto, it's basically the city is called Los Santos, and Los Santos is pretty much Los Angeles. And there's a lot of real life locations from Los Angeles in the game. So there's the Hollywood Bowl, the Greek Theater, Sunset Boulevard, Venice Beach, the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
But there's so many locations that are there. And I was trying to figure out, would there be a way of using the game to make videos? And then lockdown happened when I was just about to release my first single. So then the question was, and the challenge was, well, how do you promote a single and how can you record a video in a lockdown when you're only allowed to go 3 kilometers from your house?
Yeah, yeah.
So, so I did a little bit of research. There's a great guy on YouTube. I think his name is Juan now. And he does a lot of movie making with Grand Theft Auto. It's basically, the format is called machinima. And there's a lot of very talented people that are more talented than me that would make entire feature-length movies, like 1.5 hours, 2 hours long, just pure Grand Theft Auto. And, you know, they take it really seriously. Like they're Spielberg level, like with their shots and with their lighting and their post-production, they go all out, right? But he had a lot of tutorials there that, you know, to be brutally honest, without his tutorials, I wouldn't have been able to do any of the video work because I hadn't got a clue going in. And he basically, you know, gave a great tutorials on what programs you'd need to use to make machinima, make movies with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. So
that was the idea, was, okay, we'll use Grand Theft Auto. And we've got pretty much Los Angeles at our disposal. And then the workflow as well for making videos in it, it's great. Like if you think about shooting in the real world, if you were shooting any video in the real world, you'd probably have sound people, camera people, lighting people, makeup people, and then you'd probably have about 10 cameras on a shoot, and then all these cameras are moving around and they've got to reset and then reshoot. So the beauty of Grand Theft Auto is you shoot with one camera angle. And then you set your camera angles in post-production. So you can set your zoom, you can set your focal point, you can reuse the same footage and change camera angles, and you pretty much have the entire sphere. Yeah. So you have 360 by 360 by 360. So you've an infinite amount of camera angles that you can use.
That is so cool.
And then, of course, once you get it into post-production, anything is possible then as well. And then the beauty about Grand Theft Auto as well, that I found, was that I get to do a lot of things in the video that I wouldn't be able to do in the real world. And to be honest, I don't think even any major rock band with a huge budget will be allowed to do it. I don't think they'd be even insured to do it. Like, for example, in Ultrahigh, I took over a nightclub because I had a great lighting rig in it, and I exploited that. In the video for Not Afraid to Love Again, I base jumped off a crane.
Yeah, I saw that scene. Yeah, it's
right now. Imagine, you know, I don't think Bono's going to be doing that anytime soon. And then it kind of happened by accident. Sometimes the songs actually script the video. The lyrics in the songs will tell you what direction to go with your video. And sometimes you get a pure accident. And I got a pure accident for the video in that the day I released Not Afraid to Love Again, it was the anniversary of Oasis's Be Here Now album coming out. So I decided, this is too good to be true. I'm going to have to tribute this.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a white Rolls Royce and sticking it in a swimming pool like the album cover, but it was the swimming pool in the Playboy Mansion. And then I set the scene up where I was standing on the bonnet playing the guitar solo. So now I know that when Oasis shot that album cover, I think they spent something like 200,000 quid to do it. I get to do it for free.
Well, I'm not sure if this is okay, but I'm just going to show this and maybe we will use it or not. But I found this laying around in a box right here. So yeah, I love that game. Yeah. Okay, so the actual song, Ultrahigh, please tell us what's it all about.
Well, there's no real easy way of sugarcoating it. And I said it on Tom's podcast. Basically, Ultrahigh is about drug and club culture. It's a rock song about drug, club, and rave culture. And there was a film that came out in 1999 called Human Traffic. It's a great film if you haven't seen it, but it basically explores that. It's a night out in Wales or a weekend out in Wales. So Ultrahigh is kind of set in the same sort of vein over a series of weekends. So yeah, it's drug, it's drug and club culture. Lyrically, it's about going out on the lash and running amok, and it's set from the perspective of a girl, where the girl can act as good as the lads and even worse.
Well, I can't wait to watch this video with you, but before, please tell us what's next for you for DeBlocka.
So what's next is I'm working on the lyric video for Ultrahigh. So I'm hoping to have that done in the next couple of weeks. And then I'm finishing off mixing the follow-up single to Ultrahigh, which is called Not So Supermodel. Very similar vein, drug and club culture, but from the perspective of somebody who's famous, so from this perspective of a supermodel.
Why did you choose the name DeBlocka? Does it mean anything? Or?
Yeah, so it's the phonetic spelling of my surname in Irish. So my surname in Irish will be DeBlocka. But if I was to spell that correctly, nobody outside of Ireland would be able to pronounce it.
Yeah. So, I think it's finally time. We're going to watch Ultrahigh, and we want to have you walk us through it. So,
okay, so here's the video for Ultrahigh. It starts off with the girl lying on the ground, and she's got paramedics standing over, which is never a good scene. It kind of proves Einstein's theory of relativity: E equals mc squared. Every action equal opposite reaction. So the more fun you've had, the worse the hangover. There she is back in the nightclub now, and she's reminiscing on the night before, and now she's tripping out and having bad vision problems, so she probably needs to go to Specsavers if she's got vision like that. I threw a cat in there as well, just for the hell of it, because cats were mysterious. Now we've got her throwing open the door because it's a lyric in the song and looking in the mirror. An interesting thing about that shot just there, when you look closely at it, it looks like the radiation sign in her eyes. Now I didn't do that by design, that was just a happy accident. So now she's standing at the mirror, and then we've got some traffic, and there's the radiation eyes again, and then it goes to fisheye. The waving hand, an interesting story behind that. A friend of mine was in the dentist in the States, and whatever they gave me was high as a kite, and they sent me a video of him doing that because he was tripping out. And then the scene there of her coming up from the sink, I was thinking of Black Sabbath when Ozzy Osbourne sings, "Oh God, please help me," because we've all been there for forcing an altar. That's the floor melting down, so she's really starting to trip out. And it's getting more trippy. Now she's lying down, the whole room is shaking like an earthquake. And then, oh no, she's after spilling some talcum powder. It's grade 8 Colombian talcum powder, it's not drugs. Then just looking back on the night before, so we've got more radiation highs. Now what's happened is she's clumsily spilled the talcum powder and she's cleaning it up with her nose, and then she's doing a dance called the shaking back. So anyone from the UK or Ireland will know that. It's a commercial from the 80s. I just rolled a car there for that scene just for the hell of it, because I wanted it to make it look like a car crash, because pretty much that's what our night is turning into. And then it flashed back to her getting up the morning after, looking back on the night before again, so she's having flashbacks. That's doing the shaking back again. And then this next footage, the tunnel. So we go into a tunnel, and what I did was I stuck a green screen in on the end of the tunnel, so that it basically looks like she's crashing through the tunnel and then crashing into the night before. We're going through the tunnel now, and then I've got just crazy stuff happening. I've a guy getting arrested who was actually me in the video. I managed to put myself into GTA. This shot there, this shot there, I was basically tributing the Desire video, the YouTube video where they zoomed through Los Angeles traffic like that. That was a close-up of the Springs, which is really cool. That scene there is hitting the wall. So now it goes into the nightclub. Now what happened in the nightclub, and it was a happy accident. When you notice it in the nightclub, you'll see people like coming out of each other, and it was basically a glitch within the game at the time. But again, it was a happy accident in that I figured, you know, if you're tripping out, something like that would probably happen from the stories that I've been told. So so you've got bodies merging and heads sticking out of arms and arms sticking everywhere, and she's walking through the nightclub at full speed, but everything around her is going slowly because she's tripping. Now she's having a dance. She's a better dancer than me because I look like spaghetti in a wind tunnel, so I generally don't dance. I put a health warning when I do. And then we've got zooms in on the moon, but the moon is bending. So I wanted as well to cover a lot of the nightclub, because I used to go to a rave in Amsterdam called Sensation White, and it kind of actually reminded me of that. It was an all-night rave where everyone dressed in white, and at the time of their lives. And we're coming near the end of the video now, so the room is starting to spin. So that's basically when I did that, where somebody is really high as a kite. That usually happens to them. And I was also emulating the camera shot from the YouTube video, even better than the real thing, where Kevin Godley shot it with the camera going around and round. And then it finishes back at the start where she's on the pavement, but this time all the filters are in and she's completely off her tits. And then she's going to collapse. 3, 2, 1, fall over. There you go. The end.
That was really interesting. Actually, that video makes me, it makes my head spin sometimes as well. Thank you so much, DeBlocka, for coming here and talking about your video. Great fun and brilliant work. So
thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks very much for having us, and for everyone watching. Thanks for watching, and Slán agus Bannock Lynn.
So, it has become time for the curator's choice, and from Project Tapeworm and Inversions, we have Jade Robinson to introduce his choice.
Thank you. Yeah, very happy to be here. I wasn't able to make it last time, so I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so you have chosen a video for this episode?
Yeah, my pick for this episode is Sabrina Barreto's Presence, which I thought was a really cool video. She just sent it in today for the channel, and I really wanted to select a song that was kind of Christmas oriented because it's that time of the year already.
Have you seen my Christmas light?
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
It's a good choice. So,
Thank you.
do you want to introduce the video?
Sure. So this is Sabrina Barreto's Presents, an original Christmas song.
It's the jolliest time of year. Everyone's filled with Christmas cheer. Singing deck the halls with holly. And everyone that you adore is gathered around the fireplace with hot chocolate to keep us warm. Cuddled up with mom and dad, sitting on the floor. They say love is what it's all about, spreading joy for everyone to see. But if you ask me what I want this year, I'd have to disagree. I want presents, lots and lots of presents, so many presents under the Christmas tree. I want presents, lots and lots of presents, so many presents under the Christmas tree. I want a pony with a purple mane, and a puppy and a kitten too, and an iPad with a pink cover, and a whole lot of money too. They say it's the time to give, so give it all to me. If you see a gift wrapped for you, just change the name to me. Sabrina! They say love is what it's all about, spreading joy for everyone to see. But if you ask me what I want this year, I'd have to disagree. I want presents, lots and lots of presents, so many presents under the Christmas tree. I want presents, lots and lots of presents, so many presents under the Christmas tree. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. No, Mom and Dad, seriously, go to the store and buy all the presents, like right now.
What an amazing Christmas song that was. Great job on that one, Sabrina. Next up, we got a song chosen by Emerson Tanaka of Ancient Machine. He's also a member of the video team here on New Artist Spotlight, and he has chosen an animated cartoon video made by Swedish rock band Krakel.
The candles are burning in the windows. Snowflakes are falling outside. The children are sleeping just near by the fire, waiting untouched under the Christmas tree. The gift I bought for you, I wonder where you are. I wonder what you do. I am alone in the Christmas night, and the angels sing in my ear. I am alone, and the stars shine bright. And when I fall asleep, I wish that you were here. Collecting the papers from the Christmas gifts. Send another message to your phone. I finish my wine and turn out the lights. fading away, I blow out the candles and surrender to the night. I am alone in the Christmas night, and the angels sing in my ear. I am alone, and the stars shine bright. And when I fall asleep, I wish that you were here. I am alone in the Christmas night, and the angels sing in my ear. I am alone, and the stars shine bright. And when I fall asleep, I wish that you were here.
What a great song and video that was. I love that one. That's all for today. If you want to be a part of this show, you can find the information down below. And if you haven't become a member of New Artist Spotlight yet, I suggest you do. Go to newartistspotlight.org and sign up. It's totally free, and there are loads of good stuff if you're an indie musician. We have 10-question interview playlists, YouTube playlists. We have reviews by the great Charles Connolly. We have a weekly top 20 with countdowns featured on radio shows. They are drilling on the balcony. Yeah, it's just a great stuff, and it's all for free. So until next time, we'll be back in January. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you next year. Until then, rock on!